storm show. Ay, it's a storm show.
What is up, Storm Chasers? Welcome back to the channel. Now, we got a few topics that we need to get into today, so I don't want to waste no time. First things first, y'all know I had to come back and talk about Tom Brady and Gisele Bündchen. Now, this is Wonder Bread news, but listen, I'm not going to hold you up with the song. I'm just going to get into what I think the issues are in their marriage. So, Tom Brady and Gisele, after over 13-14 years of marriage, have decided to lawyer up and officially go their own separate ways. In my humble opinion, I don't really think money or the splitting of the assets is going to be an issue for this couple, because she's worth like over $400 million, he's worth over $250 million, and the way I see it, you can either leave with exactly what you got or pour everything into the pot, split it down the middle, and ain't neither one of y'all actually lost anything. They got a couple kids together, and he had a son actually outside of the marriage, like prior to them getting together. And so a lot of people is not understanding why they want to divorce, why they're divorcing after this amount of time. They've always appeared to be happy, but I just want to break it down and kind of like put it in simple terms, because to make it very clear to you ladies and you 2.5 men that actually watch the show too, the little things become the big things. And typically a lot of these marriages that go on for decades and decades and then break up, it'd be that one little thing that finally is the straw that broke the camel's back. But anyway, let's get to it. So according to the streets, the main reason why Gisele wants a divorce is because she wants Tom to retire and he does not want to retire. What you guys may or may not know is that around 2015, Gisele and Tom Brady both came to an agreement that she was going to retire from doing fashion, being a model, you know, in fashion. She's done Victoria's Secret and Christian Dior and Mase and basically everybody. She is literally, I want to say either the highest paid model. We can just say one of the greatest white models of all time, because, I mean, you know, I'm just saying, you know, we got the Beverly Johnsons and the Cynthia Baileys. But anyway, with that being said, they had an agreement in their marriage. They were going to slow down, focus on a family, and really move into this next phase of their life together, just being basically full-time parents and PTA meetings and this, that, and the third. Now, even though they both made that agreement, Gisele kept her agreement when she actually retired from modeling, but Tom Brady did not keep his. Let's actually watch Gisele's final runway. So that was in 2015. And after that, Gisele was done, and she meant that. But Tom Brady did not keep his promises because, and I got the actual like time on. But anyway, he did not keep his promises, right? And so what he kept doing is over the years, he kept saying, well, baby, I just want one more Super Bowl. And so he won the Super Bowl against the Atlanta Falcons, and he won the Super Bowl against the Seahawks, and then he won the Super Bowl against, I can't even remember, but he kept going back for more and more and more until officially in 2022, where he like actually technically retired, only for 40 days of being at home to go right back into his job. And then that's when, you know, that was just when Gisele had enough, okay? So y'all may be wondering, like, why don't he want to quit his job? Why don't he want to retire? Why don't he want to move into this next phase of his life? And it's very, very simple. This is a classic case of an athlete that has not developed an identity outside of their job, outside of their sport, outside of what they do. This is literally what this man has done since he was a child, and he enjoys it. It's the love of his life, and he is not ready to give it up because, quite honestly, he does not know who Thomas Brady is outside of throwing the damn football. It is what it is, and the psychologists will even tell you that when athletes do not have a proper transition from working out 6 days a week, the camaraderie of the team, the managers, this, that, and the third, to regular life, when they don't have a proper smooth transition, they deal with a lot of self-identity issues. They can become alcoholics. They can just neglect their health. They can even become emotionally, verbally, or physically abusive. Very similar to shit like when policemen and firefighters quit their jobs. Very similar to when soldiers come out of the military. They have issues acclimating to regular life. Same thing even when your men go to jail. Your men go to prison. Y'all got some men that's been in prison. When they come home, it takes some time to acclimate to regular society again. And so that's really all that this is. Ooh, had to go get that chicken together. But basically, he's just not ready to acclimate to regular life again. And here's what people got to understand. When it comes to these type A personalities, these alpha males, whatever you want to call them, what they do and what they give back to society it's literally their motivation for living. Okay, when Tom Brady goes to work, he's Tom effing Brady. Everybody respects him. The managers respect him. The rose petals are laid out for him. He feels like a god, like a king when he's on that field. But when Tom is at home with the kids and his wife, he's just dad. He's just hubby. He's getting fussed at. He's being asked to do stuff. This is not who he is and what he wants to be. In my opinion, I think this is an issue that can be worked out. I don't think they should throw away 14 years for something like this. I think they need extensive therapy. And then, if they can't work it out through therapy, then move on. But I'm going to say this too. I see right through Gisele too. She's not just mad at the fact that he has not kept his word about retiring. What she's really mad at is the fact that he's getting older. He's in his 40s. And if that man gets seriously hurt on that field and get his back broke, his neck snapped, she's going to be the one stuck pushing him in a wheelchair. And even though she's sad for better and for worse in sickness and in health, she does not want to do that, especially when she has begged this man to quit for years. And especially when she has used all kinds of witchcraft and used energies to help the man win, even a couple times when he should have lost. It is what it is, people. It is what it is. So it's sad to see them throw away, this marriage after 14 years. But what can you do? If it's over, it's over. But the streets are saying that basically Gisele was like, look, I've been a single mother the majority of this marriage. Might as well get back out there and see what else I can find. It's ridiculous. I think they can get through this. I don't think this needs to be it. All right. Next, we got to talk about Diddy. Okay, because he did an interview with The Breakfast Club where he addressed many rumors. Diddy said he is back outside and he is going to be standing up for himself and basically clearing up his name. Now, I, for one, have never known Diddy to not stand up for himself. When was Diddy ever scared? I don't remember this. Maybe y'all can let me know. Maybe that was, I don't know. But what I'm taking from this is he's finally getting over the depression that came with the death of Kim Porter. And now he's ready to put it together, to get everybody together. Y'all gonna put some respect on his name. I believe he wants to put out some more reality shows. He wants to take on some more artists. And people are avoiding him like the plague because of the allegations of not only that he's hard to work with, not only that he's an asshole, not only that he mistreats his artists, that he steals from them and puts them in predatory contracts, point blank and a period. Diddy made it known on this interview with The Breakfast Club that he don't owe Mase no money, that Mase owes him $3 million, and that Diddy is going to be holding a meeting where all of these groups, the Day 26, the Danity Kanes, Donnie, 112, Dirty Money, etc., where we gonna all meet up, and he said, you bring the receipts that I owe you some money, and I'll send it to you, because I'm telling you that you don't. But I'm right here to let you know, Diddy, I don't think that you personally stuck your gnarled fingers in someone's bank accounts and took their money. What I believe is that you wasted a lot of people's time. I believe you keep young people around you simply for their energy. I believe you take on talent for their careers to start, end, and die. Start, take off, and then die right away at Bad Boy. And I believe that you lock people that don't know any better and that want to be on just so bad into predatory contracts that they cannot get out of. That's what I believe. I'm not saying you're technically stealing, but I'm just saying when you create these reality shows like Making a Band and this, that, and the third, you're not actually looking to change people's lives. You're just looking for the next hustle. You're just looking for the next thing, the next big thing. It's almost kind of like you don't really want to do nothing with this talent, but you don't want your colleagues. You don't want the Warner Brothers and the Lil Waynes and the other labels that had this talent. So I just want all the talent. I just want all the hits. And I don't want you to go nowhere else and do nothing else. That's what I get from it. Y'all let me know different. But there's no way you can have this many people saying the same thing about you over the years and ain't no truth to it. Where there's smoke, motherfucker, there's fire. Now let me play a clip from The Breakfast Club. Now y'all know I can't show you no video because they don't play. But let's play a clip and then we're going to go from there.
Ever steal anything? My name is Diddy, Sean Combs. I never took nothing from nobody a day in my life. All I've ever given is opportunity and more money than a person was making. So when I hear or I see things and I'm like, wow, this vibe that they got on me, like I'm Big Red or something. I came here, I had to open up the doors.
So you saying you don't steal from artists is what you saying?
Never.
So how does a narrative like that happen with so many different people?
Because people have this thing called the tap out button. When you get to a certain point and the money is running low, you gotta run this hustle to try to find somebody to blame. You know what I'm saying? I have all my receipts. And so we are gonna do a special, a retrospective with all the artists, and we're gonna get this narrative clear. You know, just in general, the Mase thing, I did one album with Mase. One album. How much money do you think I owe this guy? One album? And then he became a fake pastor and went and conned people. And then y'all gonna let him throw dirt on the God's name? I wrote each and every one, and each and everybody could come and step up. Bring your receipts. But I'm not playing. I'm back outside and I'm fighting back for us. And I'm also do a little fighting back for me. You know what I'm saying? So
how much money I'm just throwing this out, how much money does somebody like a Mase owe you? Because the reason I
Mase
say that,
owes me $3 million. That's facts. I got the receipt.
Second album, you gave money to do the second album, never delivered.
Did the album, never delivered. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not going to go back and forth with Mase. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going back and forth with nobody. I'm just going to, if I'm here, I'm going to speak up for myself. I'm going to speak up for myself now. You know what I'm saying?
What would the lot say?
Like I spoke to the lot. Yeah, I told the lot. They going to help me clear it up. Yeah. They know, the truth going to be the truth. But we going to get to the truth. As long as I'm outside, we going to get, not trying to start nothing with nobody. Mase, I love Mase. And I will tell anybody thinks I owe something, show me the receipt. You get paid in 24 hours. If you think that I'm a scumbag that will ever steal anything, my name is...
Until we actually see that special, I don't have too much else to say about this. I'm still leaning on the side of all the artists that seem to come around Diddy. That seem to sign to Diddy's label, do 1 or 2 albums, and then disappear into oblivion. Like I said, he didn't directly answer Charlamagne's question. It's not just about did you steal. It's about what kind of contracts did you put people in that didn't know any better. Now, they grown. Now, I know what y'all saying. Ain't nobody put no gun in your head and make you sign it. That is true. But he has to own his part in the reputation that precedes him. If you are predatory towards others, you cannot get mad when you're called out on it. You just can't. Like, that's that's one of the traits of a narcissist. And y'all know in 2022, narcissism is running wild. But nonetheless, we will wait for that special. Diddy has been confronted about not letting people out of contracts before. And so I am excited for this special. I hope somebody non-biased, somebody neutral will actually host it, not Carisha, not her talking in cursive. I need somebody that I need somebody that has a good grip on the English language, not la ass either. I love me some la, but not nobody that's worked for somebody neutral to put Diddy on one side, everybody that needs to confront him on the other. Put him in a black room. Let's bring the receipts. Let's answer the questions. And let's get to the bottom of it. That's really where I'm at with this. But go watch that interview with the Breakfast Club. It was pretty good. Moving right along from that, people. We talk about Tia and Corey Hardrick. Now, let me say this. Back in the day, did y'all think that Tia was going to be the one to get the divorce? I bet y'all thought it was going to be Tamara that was going to leave that white man. Tamara ain't never leaving that white man. Y'all keep forgetting Tia and Tamara is half white anyway. We joke about Tamara, but y'all really put a lot on Tamara. It low-key really ain't fair, but y'all say she's not black identified. And I don't know why y'all expecting a mixed person to ever be black identified. But anyway, move right along from that. After about 14 years, God, leave my nose. Good Lord. Note to self, do not boil chicken while I'm trying to do a video. Jesus. Oh, my Lord. I seasoned the shit out that shit. Ooh. Anyway, after 14 years, Tia and Corey is calling it quits. Tia took to her Instagram to actually announce it. Now, upon inspection, okay, because Tia is claiming in the divorce paperwork that it's irreconcilable differences, which, could be true, but, a lot of times that's just the easiest box to check, especially when you don't want your business out in the streets, okay? Corey has already responded to cheating rumors by saying, I did not cheat. Those are absolute lies. He's made posts where he has talked about, not letting your emotions get the best of you and making decisions that you're going to regret. Tia has had several posts on her Instagram about self-love, self-care, and discovering self. So it's over. It's over. I know a lot of y'all want them to work out, but it's simply not going to work out, okay? And so I kept thinking to myself, what led to this breakup? What led to this breakup? What led to this breakup? Currently, everything appears to be amicable. Okay. Tia is asking for joint legal and physical custody, so no issues there. In addition to that, she had an ironclad prenup before they got married, so he ain't getting none of her cash. So it's gonna be clean, okay? His career is actually taking off right now. I'm not really sure what Tia has done besides like some Hallmark movies or something like that, but nonetheless, it's over and it's through. So what's what? Upon my I didn't even do a deep dive, but a medium dive, okay? I came to this conclusion, and I want you in the comments as you're watching this right now to let me know what you think. I might not know a lot about relationships, but what I do recognize is patterns, and what I do have is common sense. In my humble opinion, I do not think that marriages can work long term when the woman is the breadwinner, aka the leader, or the I don't want to use the word alpha, but the more expressive one in the relationship. I don't think those marriages last. I'm just saying. I think that a man, when he, and this is fucked up because you're not being honest about what you want and what you need. I think a man will put up with a lot of that, will deal with a lot of that in the beginning, but the male ego is so fragile. I do not think that a man over a long-term basis can deal with the relationship where the spotlight's on the woman, where people don't even know his name. He's basically known as Mrs. Mowry. Don't think he ain't never, Mr. Mowry, don't think he ain't ever been called that. He's Tia's husband, not Corey Hardrick. You see what I'm saying? I don't think a man can take that without doing extensive work and being conscious of keeping the ego in check. Ego, edging God out. Ego will fuck you up every time. Point blank in the period. We all got it, but you got to keep it under control. But some of us do a better job than others, okay? In their relationship, I've noticed from TikToks, from interviews, from their reality shows, from anytime they're interviewed, she seems to be the one that does all the talking and he's just kind of there. She seems to be overly expressive. Even between her and Tamara, she's an expressive one. Tamara kind of goes in the corner and cries. I'm just saying. I'm not trying to talk about nobody, but we got to know who we are, where we are, and why shit is not meshing. I don't think it was nothing crazy messy that broke them up. I think literally their personalities are not a fit for one another anymore. I think that when she met Corey, he was broke, he ain't had shit. He was a security guard on set. Low key, you probably should have left his ass on the bus stop. But Tia had just got out of a really bad relationship right before she met him. And so he was something different, which is why she latched onto him. In addition to that, he was very patient with her. So she was kind of a bitch in the beginning of their relationship. I'm keeping it real. She was here, she was there. Her mind was all over the place. She also, I don't know what her astrological sign is, but she also strikes me as somebody that, like, if you talk, it's all over. And it's not to put her down. It's just to say somebody that's like that needs somebody that can grab them and ground them. But if you don't know how to grab and ground somebody like that, they just gonna run all over you all the time. But anyway, he was very, very understanding of her craziness in their relationship. That's why she killed that role on the game as Melanie, because she literally was Melanie. I don't know if y'all put two and two together, but stay with me, okay? Now, the reason why he was so patient, and the main reason why any man will be really patient with a woman that's kind of wacky or overly expressive or more dominant or needs to be in control, is because he's in a subordinate position. He ain't got shit. He didn't have shit at the time. Now he's on like a regular, he got a regular recurring role, that money coming in. Now he cool with moving on. Ladies, you got to always remember this. Do not be trying to build with these men like that. I'm sorry. Unless y'all building like from youth and y'all virgins and y'all met straight out of high school and y'all built your life together, most likely that shit is not gonna work. And I'm gonna tell you why. Like I said before, the male's ego is very, very fragile. As a man, you always want your woman to look at you a certain way, to basically look up to you. And a woman cannot look up to somebody that she brought up. A woman cannot look up to somebody that literally she lifted up. A woman cannot look up to a man that when she met him, she was established and he was a security guard. And you can say all day long, but no, she loved him through that. She stood by his side. She loved him. It's not about love. It's really about their interpersonal relationships, how they communicate. I can tell probably when they argue, she probably wants to do a lot of talking. He probably doesn't. A lot of men are like that, but in the beginning, you can kind of deal with that shit when your communication styles don't mesh. But over time, it ain't gonna work. And once a man, and here's why I believe you gotta let a man do what he gotta do, develop himself, build himself up. And then if he still pick you after he's gotten himself together, then you could be with that mofo. But if you with a man in an effed up position, he's gonna accept all your bullshit. And he ain't really gonna say too much. But as soon as he build himself up, as soon as he get himself together, not everything you do is a problem. Now, Tia, everything is about you. Now, I didn't really want this house. I don't really want these blankets. I didn't really want this car. I don't want a vacation here. We always watch what you watch. Do you understand what I'm saying? People are so focused on the love, but literally your communication styles and your personality has to mesh with that person. And it's just not meshing no more. Now, I found a clip that I want to play from this Black Love documentary, okay? And we're going to talk about it, but let me play it first.
You know, she knows it all. So it's like, I'd rather share that with somebody, you know, for the rest of my life than someone who don't know you. And then when everything, just say if everything was great, you don't know if it's genuine. You don't know. You don't know if it's real. You know, at least I know Tia got my back, you know, to the grave. So I know she's with me and she knows I'm with her. And that's just, you know, everything's not perfect. You know, marriage is work.
And that's
marriage is work. I'm not here.
Go ahead, sorry.
I'm not going to be here like, you know, everything is raw. You have to work hard, you know, to stay married, you know, and stay together, you know what I'm saying?
There are times when I'm like, wow, like last year was pretty tough. But this year, it's good that we stuck, you know, to it, or we continued to be there for one another, or had patience with one another and worked out whatever issues or difficulties that we were having, because that next year is like a completely different year and an even better year.
Yeah.
You know,
every year seems to get better.
It does.
Like
it
as
really
a family
does.
first, as growth, development, careers, everything gets better.
And I fall more and more and more in love with him. I really do. Shut up, Corey. But it's...
All right, so I'm going to leave that there, okay? Now, I know you're like, Storm, we couldn't see it. You can actually go and find that clip. Find that on the Oprah Winfrey Network YouTube channel, okay? Couple things I noticed, all right? Even in how they speak. Do you see how she speaks? She's hyperactive in her speech and her tone. He's more laid back and stoic. And a lot of men are like that. But if you are a man that's naturally like laid back, you have a calmer personality, I won't say meek, because meek, mild actually means something else. It's actually more like when you're kind of fearful. So, because, let me back up. A lot of people think just because you're the loudest one, you're the strongest one, or if you're the quiet one, you're the weak one. But there is something about a man that can walk in a room and control it without even saying a word. That's a motherfucking man. I'm just saying. That's true stoicism. So anyway, even in her tones, right? He's very low. He's talking normal. She's very yeah. I would assume he comes from a home where he doesn't have a lot of siblings, or he may be the only child. She has a lot of damn siblings. So guess what? When you date somebody that comes from a house that has a lot of siblings, what are they? They're loud, because they have to be, because they literally have to be to stand out and get attention and survive. These are all things we have to think about before we get married to one another. You need to ask, is you the first child or the baby? If you the baby, that motherfucker used to be in baby, period. Is you the middle child? You used to be in ignored. Is you the only child? You're super independent. You're hyper independent. That's me. I'm hyper independent, and I'm like anxious avoidant. Whichever one it is where you don't attach to somebody, that's me, right? Versus other people, like they they latch on real quick. Okay, so anyway, this ain't about me. With that being said, you see how she cut him off and he said, don't interrupt me. Like, let me finish. I can probably tell that is something that she has done for the majority of their marriage. I can tell that she most likely is someone who, like when she speaks, it doesn't really have a period. It's just comma, comma, comma. But he probably is somebody who lets a lot of shit slide off his back. So he didn't say shit. So in the beginning, he didn't say shit. He let a lot of that shit slide. Also, literally because he didn't have leverage. Because, nigga, you ain't running shit and you ain't got no money. So they probably use her credit to get their first house, her credit to get the cars. Do you understand what I'm saying? You're not going to run a woman that's paying for this shit. That's not how this works. So anyway, I just believe that this is another situation of the little things added up to be big. He got tired of being interrupted. He got tired of being talked over. He got tired of being controlled. And it's not to put her down, but it's to say she was the one with the money. She was the one with the career. Somebody got to take charge. Somebody got to take control. Couldn't be him. It is what it is. And he's over it. That's what I've gotten from this. I maybe missed some things. I ain't never been married. I've only had one long-term relationship in my life. But I'm just starting to recognize patterns with people. And people are not honest about what they need, who they are, where they are. In my opinion, this is also something that can be worked through. But I think that he let this shit slide for so long and never said anything, and probably until one day like he exploded, that now it's just she's done. I ain't no kind of psychic, but if I had to guess, he may be somebody that's real cool, but when he gets pissed, he is pissed and probably mean. And typically people that are laid back, when you piss them off, they say the most disrespectful shit to you. It comes out horribly with no filter. And she filed probably because he did or said something that just crossed the line that they can't come back from. Maybe even abusive. If not physically, most likely verbally. So let me know what you think down below. I got more content I gotta feel, because apparently this retrograde been kicking people ass, and it is breakup season. Okay, like, comment, subscribe, share if you care. Make sure you are on my texting list, 678-679-6077, so you can get notifications for when I drop a video, go live, drop a product, or whatever. Oh, guess what, people? I'll add it in this video. I'm actually gonna be looking for volunteers to bring on to the Storm Monroe staff. Okay, if you want to volunteer your services, you could be a personal assistant, you could be a virtual assistant, you could be an editor, you could make thumbnails, you could be an expert at Instagram, TikTok, whatever. If you know social media, it's even better. If you're looking for an internship for college credit or not, it's even better, okay? If you want to help me take my brand to the next level, I'm pretty sure I can make it beneficial for you as well. Email me, stormmonroebusiness@gmail.com. Let's see what we can do, and I will catch you guys later.
It's a storm show. Ay, it's a storm show.